Good morning everyone. Today we will start our new topic, system of linear equations. So through Martin's rule, how can we find the value of x, y, z through the Martin's rule? So actually whenever any linear equation is there, so only three ways to find the solution. Either it will be a unique solution, that means independent value. Either it will infinite number of solution, that we call it consistent or dependent values, and either no solution. So only three results out of these three results we can get in the case of equations. If I have the equations like ax is equal to b, like it is a three variable equations or two variable equation like ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, or we have the equation ax plus by plus cz is equal to d is equal to d constant number b, matrix b is there, and a is any term multiplied with x, y, z with three variables. So how you will find the x, y, z value? By Martin's rule, by matrix method. So very first you have to find the determinant of this particular matrix A, that is multiply with x, y, z variable. So first separate x, y, z variable, separate A matrix and separate B matrix. Now you find the A determinant. So there will be two condition arises. Either it will be 0, either it will not be 0. If it is not be 0, then that means this is a non-signal and unique solution is there and consistent is there and A inverse exists. So you solve with this method. X is equal to A inverse B, and A inverse you can find by two methods, either elementary transformation method, row column, or joint by adjoint of A matrix divided by determinant of A. So you can follow any two methods. So whenever in your question is given, you no need to find the solution, you just have to tell whether this particular equation is consistent or inconsistent. If it is consistent, so it will be a two type of consistent. One is dependent, one is independent. That you have to mention. In that case, you no need to solve further, only just to have finished at that point where you can easily find it is consistent or inconsistent. Suppose my equation is stop at that point, A determinant not equal to 0. I just write this 3 points. Okay, then my answer is over. No need to solve further in this type of question in which it is written only you have to test the condition. Okay, so you have to solve up to that wherever your condition is there. Similarly, if you get determinant is equal to 0, that means singular matrix. Okay, so in singular matrix only two condition arises. Either it will be no solution or either it will be more than one solution. In the previous case it will be unique solution, mean there will be only one value of x, y and z. So for that further you find adjoint A into B by equating the cofactors of the matrix. Then if this value is equal to 0, then you can say that this has many solution, more than one solution. In that case you substitute J, if it is three variable, you substitute J value as Z value as K constant. Then either you can solve it simultaneously equation solving method, or you can go back to this Ax is equal to B method to solve many solution. So this is consistent and this is dependent. Why dependent? We consider because among these three variable, one variable we consider as K constant, then try to find the another variable. But if it is not equal to 0, so you can directly write inconsistent and no solution. That means solution is not possible of this equations. So further, if you have condition like in place of B there is a 0 matrix, null matrix, so how you will find there will be a solution or not? So in that case only two cases arises. Either it will be infinite many solution or trivial solution. You can check again with the determinant. If your determinant not equal to 0, so that it will be trivial solution. X is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0. So it will be more clear when we solve the questions further. So if determinant is equal to 0, that means infinite many solution, you go with same method, substitute z is equal to k, then either back to ax is equal to b method again, or you can simultaneously solve the equation. That is so this is your part 4 of the question 4 of today's assignments. So all question is of same time, so I have done only one question here to understand the concept, and in next videos we will discuss about next if it is equal to 0 or b matrix is equal to 0, how will you solve this type of questions. But today we will just go with ax is equal to b method to finding the solution of xyz. If it is written in your question, you have to go with only consistent or inconsistent, so you have to stop at that point. Like if your determinant not equal to 0, so you will stop, you just write unique solution and consistent, no need to go further. Okay, similarly if they ask for the inconsistent or no solution, so you go with, in that case you go with till this, when your determinant is equal to 0, you go with the joint A, B. If it is not equal to 0, you directly write no solution or it is inconsistent, and if it is equal to 0, you just write many solution or consistent and no need to solve further, because we are just to test the condition here. But here we are solving the value of x, y, z. Here I solve already a determinant by expanding first row, so that shows that this is not equal to 0. Now that means a is, if a determinant not equal to 0, that means a inverse exists. Or you can write also it is a very unique solution. Unique solution means if there will be a particular value of x, y, z in this solution. So we go first with to find the a inverse by adjoint a and a determinant, divide by a determinant, this method. Okay, for finding the adjoint a, I need the cofactors of each position, like first row first column, first row second column, first row third column, second row first column, second row second column, second row third column, third row first column, third row second column, and third row third column. Then adjoint A and transpose for that. Okay, so when you go with first row first column, so if I look at this in my A matrix, when we convert into the determinant form, first row first column, connected element is 1 and position sign is positive. Now first row second column, connected element is 4 and position sign is negative. But when I go with this will be -4, that become positive. And for similarly first row third column is -2, second row first column, connected element is -2, then second row second column is 1, second row third column is 4, and third row first column is 4, third row second column is -2, and third row third column is 1, and after that you go with transpose, or you can mark this sign also. This is a sign of transpose. Either you can go with dash or transpose. Now you interchange row with column. Now when I interchange rows with column, my required adjoint A value will be 1 minus 2, because first column become first row, 1 minus 2, 4, 4, 1, minus 2, and minus 2, 4, 1. So this is my adjoint A. Now if I go with A inverse, that is adjoint A by determinant A. We already find determinant A value is 1 by 9. So each value, each element of the matrix will be divided by 2 in this case. Or you can do one thing, you divide later on, or you just keep as it is. Okay, now my next is I have to go with A inverse B. My x element is xyz, this hidden in that, so later I can convert back this x into xyz. This A inverse is 1 by 9, 1 minus 2, 4, 4, 1 minus 2, and minus 2, 4, 1, and my B matrix was 5, 8, and 5. Okay, so now in place of x I replace with x, y, z, and here either I can divide this by 9 and because denominator will be same when you later on multiply, so better I will multiply this first, then later I divide by 9, so it will be more easier for my calculation. So in that case I know need to go with the LCM in that case. So here will be 5 minus 16 plus 20. So now second row first column, that is 20 plus 8 minus 10, then minus 10 plus 32, then plus 5. So that is x, y, z it here. So that is 1 by 9. So that is 25 minus 16 give me 9, and 28 minus 10 28 minus 10 give me 18, and 37 minus 10 give me 27. So now you can divide each term by 9. So when I divide by 9 divided by 9 give me 1, 9 2s are 18, and 9 3s are 27. So that means my x value is 1, y value is 2, and z value is 3.